I don't know what we're talking about.
Don't touch him. Touch him. Just ignore him, or we're gonna have to go lock him up.
I don't know why you do my kids like that.
Chaos.
They're not chaos.
They get a visitor and act like they ain't never seen a human before.
Well, do your other humans that come over here love on them and kiss on them? And...
Yes, but they act like it's the first time they ever seen somebody. I'm like, fuck. Why do y'all act like I have you held in the closet or something?
You probably do keep my babies in the closet.
No, they're living their best life.
Trapped in the closet. If I say something else to Bubba, he's gonna probably be like, "What the hell? What are you doing?" Oh, okay, that's.
I don't remember if this came from that or from this. Okay.
Lord Jesus.
What do you want to talk about?
I have no idea. What are we talking about? We're talking about Jesus coming back. It's end times.
It is end times. Doesn't it say when Israel's surrounded by the north and the south or something like that?
Something like that. It's gonna be bad. So we need to be on their side. I wholeheartedly believe that because I don't want to make the mistake and be like, I don't believe that stuff in the Bible. And it be real. And Jesus just said,
yeah,
all y'all asses is dead.
That's funny. Have you watched that thing, The Chosen?
I love that show.
It's so good.
I love how it's so practical.
Yes.
Like,
and it doesn't feel like you're watching a Bible show.
And you know what? I love that it made Jesus look like just the average Joe trying to love people and show them, hey, this is a better way. If you want to follow me, great. If you don't, okay, keep doing what you're doing. But I'm telling you, you need to get your shit together. Yeah. I love how it's just so practical.
I'm on season 5, like the new season, but where he's starting to like obviously get himself to the point where they crucify him and like his people are starting to go away from him. That's kind of crazy.
And I love the diversity because I do feel like in the part of the world that he was in, there was all different kind of cultures and they were kind of migrant. So I come here to sell my stuff and then I go back home and I love it.
Yeah.
I love how they did the woman with the
Gentile lady.
Yes. I love how they did her with those spirits and stuff. And I think it was Nicodemus was the one that tried to get rid of him. And he just got his little tail toe up and was like, don't come back. Yeah. But to me, it made it feel like, okay, maybe she was schizophrenic. You know, maybe that's our modern day, you're possessed or something. So I just love it.
I liked it too.
I think we watched the whole series. Me and Ed.
Yeah, I'm on season 5. All right, what do we want to talk about? What's
people's calling me? Don't call me right now.
I thought you had on Do Not Disturb.
I do.
Do we want to talk about all the stuff going on in the world?
Do you care about the stuff that's happening in the world?
I'm sure they have one political view or the other. I just hate when we talk about that stuff without being prepared and knowing, like, researching what are the rules, what are not the rules, what is... I don't know.
Rules in podcasting.
No. Like, if we're going to talk about the president did something wrong or did something right, what are the actual legal things that he... You know what I'm saying? What did he abide by? What did he not? Is what I'm saying. Like, I
can't say he did something wrong because I'm sure if it was wrong, as they say, they would be rushing to impeach his ass if they had enough votes. I think it's controversial. And you could fight on either side. He shouldn't have done it. Okay, he should have done it. Okay, nobody in the world has nuclear capabilities that they're currently developing because of all the treaties we've done.
I mean, we could talk about that. We could talk about Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham.
Who's that?
Caitlin Clark is like the girl who's made that WNBA who they are. And this girl on her team, everybody fucks with her when they play. And this girl on her team took a girl out to defend her. And it's become like this thing. Like, why are all these...
She pushed her down or something?
Oh, she took her down. Well, everybody beats up on Caitlin Clark during the games. Like, pokes her in the eye, pushes her down. Like, it gets out of hand. But this girl, Sophie, on her team, she just got drafted to the team, wasn't staying for it. And at the end of the game, the girl went for a layup, and she just grabbed her and took her down. She got kicked out of the game and everything, but she's like, I'm going to defend my teammate. She's the best player in the league. That's what's got us this exposure, and everybody wants to, like, beat her up. So like it's become, and
should
then
that
people are
even be
making
fair?
comments about how the girls are becoming like mud wrestling without mud and all this stuff. And I'm like, and dudes were fighting on a basketball court. Nobody would say shit. Like the girls are smart. They're creating drama and TV just to keep the, you know what I mean? Like,
girl, that is crazy. Because I think in any situation where you're a team and somebody's fucking with your team, you're gonna be like, excuse me?
yeah.
Baby, come forward.
But last year her team didn't stick up for her.
Why?
I mean, there's different versions. Some people are mad because she's a white girl getting all the attention. Other people are, they're, yeah, the other people are hurt because like they feel like she is getting all the attention and nobody else, but she has like these women's games are now getting sold out. They've never been sold out. Right. They've never been sold out. They now are getting TV time. They barely ever got TV time.
Do you know how much they make?
Oh, well, they make like shit. Yeah.
Freaking $80,000 a damn year where you got males making $3
millions.
$4 million, $20 million.
Yeah.
Yes, it's about
But if
time.
she can build the brand, right, then they'll make more money.
Why
yeah. Right.
I don't know. We can talk about that. Whatever you want to talk about.
I don't know. What else? I mean, unless we talk about anything normal people stuff.
I don't know.
People having babies in their 40s.
Who's having a baby in their 40s?
Everybody we know. Who is? I mean,
who is this? Stop calling me.
Man, that's the third time.
Jason is working on hers.
What do you want to talk about, homie?
I don't know. We're wasting time.
Well, we gotta think what we want to talk about. Is there anything that you think is very compelling?
Not right now. I haven't watched TV. That's terrible.
Okay, well, let's just talk. Let's just start the episode. We'll just start. Go ahead. Do our intro.
All right. Hey, guys, and welcome back to another fabulous episode of Pardon Our Honesty. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Megan.
And we have no idea what we're going to talk about today.
Nope.
Because y'all's society is fucking crazy. Okay? There's so much shit going on in the world that we can't even figure out what to talk about.
Yeah.
How to talk about it and what y'all want us to talk about. Because we ask y'all all the time, hey, what do you want us to talk about? And what do we get? Crickets. Okay, so today we're just going to start talking.
Yeah, we were sitting here talking about all the things like right now between the bombing of Iran and their nuclear facilities, the Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham in the WNBA. What else is there? There was, I mean, yesterday I saw that a van drove into a church in Michigan and started shooting.
What the?
Yeah, there's all kinds of just wonderful stuff going on. Listen. I also saw yesterday, locally, where we live, the two guys were playing basketball at the Smith Rec Center over there.
Yeah.
And one guy leaves and comes back with a gun and shoots the other guy.
For what?
Because they had an altercation.
Oh, damn basketball.
At that Smith Rec Center. That's the same one, I think, the car. Isn't that the same one the car ran into and somebody got shot or whatever? I'm like, we just need to stop playing basketball, apparently, because at the gym, Fitness Connection, they had two shootings over the freaking basketball courts. And then this shooting's over a fucking basketball game. Like, really? Is this what our society comes to?
Have we trained our people that they should always win? And so if I don't win and I
shoot
don't
you.
win the argument, I'm supposed to beat you up and kill you over this? That's crazy.
I mean, what happened to good old just cussing at each other, threatening each other, maybe even hitting each other? What happened to that?
I think it escalated because we got World Star, where if I put it on social media, this whole big blow up of hot craziness, that I'll get a whole bunch of views and likes. And so that's what I have to do to generate that nowadays.
That's crazy. Funny that you say that, because somebody the other day was saying when things go down, you see more people taking out their phones to record than you see people jumping in to help.
That's absolutely true. And why, I have no idea.
I mean, obviously to get, like, you know, like you said,
likes, views, instant fame from, their video went viral. Okay, but if you just have one viral video and you don't follow that up with some kind of business or something, trademark the slogan or whatever came out of that, you still back to square one. Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I did not hear about the Smith shooting.
Yeah, so that was locally, and then we know we have the Iran thing where we did the night mission and took out or damaged, I don't know the right verbiage, 3 of the nuclear plants. So I know that that's a big, I think that there's a lot of different views around that, from local people to people outside of there. And I think sometimes the views can be skewed just on the way you voted versus what's going on here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do think it puts probably a lot of people in danger, to be exposed to danger.
Yeah.
One of my clients is overseas, and he said they have a to-go bag ready if needed.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, that puts a little different, I think.
For me, I feel like my view on it is, okay, that was a decision that was made based on a lot of different factors that we will never know about.
Right.
And people don't consider that. So I feel like if I was in the room, I probably wouldn't have voted to do that. But okay, if there was compelling evidence, okay, we need to do this, then I would have supported it. But I think I look on the other side of, okay, we did this and we did it because we needed to. And so what happens to those people, like you're saying, your friend is overseas in the vicinity of Iran, that if they do retaliate, there's going to be some civilian casualties. There's going to be probably some military casualties, depending on the target that they pick. So that would be my focus. Like, oh shit, did we start World War III, or are they going to be like, okay,
and the hindsight, a lot of people
say
say we prevented World War III. But I think going back to what you said, I think is key. You're not in the room. We're not in the room. And I'm on boards. You're on a board locally on a couple. There's a group of people who are the decision makers.
Yes.
And
that you voted for.
So you have like any association or board or I don't know any of those things. Yeah. People got voted into those positions. They hold the power to make decisions based on however your laws are written within that association or whatever, bylaws, whatever it's called. You know, so like I feel like sometimes with the president, whichever president, you know, last president, this doesn't matter. Everybody wants to criticize things. One, I think it's just because it's the person you didn't vote for. But 2, those people are put in those positions to make decisions, because if we took a world vote on everything we did, nothing would get, just like in our local association.
Nothing would get done.
You send out surveys, you get less than 1% response.
Absolutely.
So are we basing our decision off the less than 1% or the people you voted to put in position to make those decisions?
You have to rely on
they may not be right. I mean, people make wrong decisions all the time, but I feel like, I don't know. And I feel like the way I see things come out that are so ugly and so like, I'm like, how is that helping? I don't really, I guess I live in a little bubble, but
it doesn't help. It doesn't help. I mean, I do feel like, okay, if it was totally unlawful, everybody would be jumping up and down to impeach the president. So yes, he is the commander in chief. He does hold the power to direct and tell the military what to do, when to do it, how to do it. Now, if you're going to war, okay, that's different. You got to have Congress approval, but we didn't go to war. We made a strategic strike on some identified targets that there were no civilians around that could get hurt, to cripple a nation that, okay, if they're able to use a nuclear bomb on anybody in the world, it's going to be catastrophic. And who wants that? But I don't want that.
No, but do you really think there's ever a way to end them creating a nuclear, like?
No, absolutely not.
Because isn't the same day, today or yesterday, is it India and Pakistan? They're bombing each other. Mm-hmm. And they both have availability to nuclear weapons.
Yes, it's never going to go away.
So, like, I feel like, yes, they're on a smaller scale when you look at size and location, but they're attacking each other. And they both have nuclear capabilities. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's a never-ending battle. And like what we said earlier, and, you know, some people might not agree, and that's cool, but biblically,
yes,
a lot of this stuff lines up. Yeah, like
over and over and over again. It
yeah.
tells you in the end times, and I know I've heard it since I was probably 16, and that was a really long time ago. Don't judge me, but it is what the Bible says.
Israel is the focus of the wars, and so I mean, sometimes you got to be like, well, this was going to happen anyway. I don't know.
Right.
I do think it's controversial, and I do think there's ways to look at it positively and negatively. And we won't know if it was a good or bad thing, I think, for the next few months, I think, really, ideally. We're not going to know today.
No, I don't.
We're going to know in
today.
2 months if they retaliate.
But one thing I thought was fascinating that you mentioned, because I hadn't seen it yet, is the people of Iran are celebrating.
Yeah, so
and happy.
There are roads closed, and so it's against Iran, whatever you call it, law, culture, to publicly dance, do certain things like that. And there's live video footage of showing them celebrating. I think those people
they're tired.
Well, I think they're mis-celebrating. I think they think they're trying to get a change of regime, but that's not what they're trying to do. From what I understand, they were just trying to stop the nuclear development, not switch the regime. And people seeing that the U.S. came in and did the devastation, I think they felt a sense of relief, and they felt like this is going to be a change, and I don't think that's going to go the way that they thought it was.
No, it's not.
And I've seen video, like when you go on, I think the one cool thing, we're always bashing social media, but the one cool thing I'll say about Twitter and like Instagram and TikTok, the people who go on live that are there, the regular people sharing videos and showing you what the news doesn't necessarily always show you. Good or bad. Like sometimes they show the worst of things, or they only show the positive side and don't show you the shit going down behind them, you know? But when you have the local people on their, whatever, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever, and they're showing you stuff, I think it's good to see both perspectives then, like real life. And again, it's probably where that person is at and whatnot. But I saw a woman that did a video, and she is from Israel, and she said it's the first night that she feels that she can sleep without being afraid that something's going to happen in the middle of the night. I think that's a false security, because there is always retaliation,
I do believe that's false security.
But I do think social media can be used for good in these instances to get people's true on the ground accounts of what's going on, good or bad, the true perspective, without being filtered by whoever's doing the reporting.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that, because I know in Iran they are dictatorship. You don't move unless that regime says you can. You don't.
Well, they shut down the internet and everything.
Yes, absolutely, they will. And so they're state sponsored. This is what is going to be put out, is all that they get. But I love that, like you're saying, that people, if we have the desire to know what's truly going on, we go on TikTok or social media, we can see it. But
at least different perspectives, and it might be 1 out of 100. But I mean, it's always. I remembered years ago when do you remember when they did the trucker, what do you call it, protest?
Yes.
Where the truckers did.
Yes.
It was always interesting to watch people's live videos from that, because people were saying it was violent and this and that. And then you saw these people do a video showing that they were all just sitting there not moving. Yeah. So I think it's always good that you can have some access to real, especially if you're not there.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty cool. Well,
yeah.
We pray for everybody. Jesus.
We hope it was a...
amen. Yeah. Please, Lord, help us get this together. And if you coming back now, Lord, let me know so I can get myself together.
Well, it's hard, because when you think about going to war, I mean, you've been through that. I've been through that with, not personally, but my spouse at the time. You don't want to see these guys go to war. You don't want to see them leave their families. You don't want to see them lose their lives. You just don't. It's a horrible, and I don't even have a political view on that. I have a personal view that watching your men and women go off to war is a hard, difficult thing for a person, a family, a friend, and you just don't want to have to do that again.
I don't. And
it's sad. It's hard. They come back damaged, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but you're changed. You're forever changed. Your family's forever changed, and it's just, I just hope that we don't have to do that again.
But I, in my mind, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, I remember the first time I went on a deployment. It wasn't a deployment like for Iraq or Afghanistan. I went to Haiti, and that's the first time I witnessed a roadside bomb. And so we were there on a humanitarian mission, and oh crap, all hell just broke loose. There's civil unrest here, and I'm in the middle of the street like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Because we weren't trained on that. We had no idea that roadside bombs even existed quite yet. So I just feel like, sometimes things are necessary, but you just never know how they can change and be fluid in the moment, to where, like we're saying, okay, yes, we bombed Iran, but what are they planning, and what is happening after that, and who's going to be affected?
What's the chain reaction now? Yeah.
And we were a convoy of probably like 2 or 3 trucks. It wasn't a lot of us. And the civilians that were around were hundreds because
Right.
they were just going to work, walking the streets, and going about their daily lives. And to me, I'm forever changed, not necessarily from Iraq or Afghanistan, but by that simple event because I was literally right there.
Yeah.
Like, what the
Yeah.
Jesus? And they are mad because we are there.
Right.
Not because we did anything wrong, just because we
we're
were
there. Yeah. And I know like a lot of the soldiers that come back, the things I've heard over and over, the hardest thing is that they have compassion for children, but children there are ready to kill you in a second. And that's where a lot of their conflicts in their brains come from. And, you know, you just don't want to be back there. You don't want innocent people to die. You don't want, all the things that come with war. And, you know, sometimes I get irritated when people are yelling and screaming and they've never been associated with the military. Like, I know you have an opinion and whatever, but like, you really don't get it if you've not been in it or been near it. Or like, I was oblivious until we got stationed at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Oblivious. Like, when he said he joined the military, I'm like, what's that mean? You're going to be gone on the weekends? Like, no clue how the military worked, right? Then it becomes your life, and all your friends leave, and your friends die, and your friends are injured, and your friends come back blind or deaf, or, you know, your family's broken up because of what they've gone through. And I just feel like it's such a huge impact. Kids lose their parent. It's just, you know.
Yeah, it's not fun.
And I don't care. I know this sounds horrible, whether you believe in war or not, you should support your military. Because there's a lot of people, I don't mean males, a lot of people in the military that may not support the damn thing either, support war.
Right.
But they're doing their duty to protect they're doing the things that they joined for a reason. They're protecting it, I don't know.
That we have the freedom to do whatever the hell we want to do on this side of the world.
Right. And we do have, and that's another thing that irritates me. Everything people complain about, like, we are the most free world. We are the most free country. Like, you get to say and do these things, and you get to go out there and burn flags, and you get to go other places. You'd be killed.
Absolutely. Did you see that? I saw a special last night about the guy in Russia. I can't remember his name. But he was a staunch oppositioner to Putin, and they threw his ass in jail over and over and over again. They tried to poison him when he was leaving on a plane one time. They finally did get him in prison, and year 1, 2, he was able to smuggle out diaries that he had written. So they came out with a book. But year 3, which was the year that he died, he couldn't smuggle anything out. And they tortured him in prison. They charged him for everything they could under the law every time.
For sure.
Because he was vocal about
being against, And here, you can burn flags in the street. You can,
and you ain't going to jail at all. You're not going to be tortured.
As long as you don't
poison with nerve agent or some craziness like that. Like,
that's what I go, and it goes back to everything, I guess. Like, I know that there's bad police too. We get that. But to say we don't want any police, I'm sorry. I need police. I have a lot of shit going on around where I live.
Like, and you live in a good part of
let's just keep it real. I got stuff going on. I don't want to know that I can call 911 because Megan can't defend herself. I do have a gun, but like, I want the security. So yes, like, we have to differentiate between, yes, there's some bad things about our country you may not like, but you still have to respect the fact that you got people fighting for those freedoms for you to be protesting those things. And like, I just think that gets overlooked sometimes with taking out on the military. And they're just like, I always feel bad for the Vietnam vets who came back. You know, they were treated so poorly, and everything every soldier goes in thinking they're fighting and helping somebody else, I feel like. And to come back and be treated like that is like, I don't know. I could see why so many had so many problems after they came back, but
it's disheartening, very disheartening. And I think, like you're saying, a lot of things have changed over the years since we went to war in Afghanistan, as far as the respect, the honor, and better services, medical, just treatment and all that. But I definitely could see that if I had went way back then, I probably would be sticking my middle finger up to everybody too. Like, I came back, I fought for y'all and came back and treated me like shit. So no, I don't care anymore. Whatever happens to y'all.
And I feel like people forget the fact that, like, do you think, like, I get that some of these jobs mean they have to go kill people. Like, obviously, we're bombing, we're doing things. But do you really think that these people enjoy that? No, they know it's part of their job. Like, and then to come back and call people baby killers or this or that, and it's like,
That's cool.
You don't think that these people are so freaking tortured in their own brains every day, like, ugh. And I think that's what gets me mad, because those people probably don't have close relations to people to understand the torment and the crap they've already been through. So I feel like, yeah,
there are a lot of things that we saw, and I'm sure people higher than me, lower than me, saw a lot more than I saw, and like you're saying, it's not something
and sometimes
that
you're
we
just
wanted
defending
to
your
do.
life. Some of our friends, said they were stuck in the middle of a street, surrounded. People are shooting at them. Their backup couldn't come. They just had to do what they had to do to survive. Like, yes, I'm sure you're in a freaking war zone. Like,
and I'm going to have to shoot somebody that I probably don't want to shoot, but I want to live too. So you just have that, okay, if I don't, then I die. If I do, then they die. So it's sad. So I do want to say, please pray.
Yeah.
You pray.
Yeah.
I don't care who you pray to. Pray that this is peaceful and we don't get crazy. And if it does get crazy, pray for the people that are going to have to defend us.
Yeah.
No matter where they're, and their families.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not an easy choice to make this decision that, okay, shoot, we about to go to war.
So let's make a transition.
All right.
Okay. So that was doom and gloom. Let's talk about the WNBA.
Oh.
So do you watch any W? Okay. Yeah. I'm not a huge follower by any means, but since the Caitlin Clark thing, so Caitlin Clark came out of Iowa. She's an amazing player. Now she plays for the Indiana Fever. And there are some other players, like, Angela Reese created some, drama and stuff last year, so she got attention. There are some other players, so I'm not saying there's no other players. Mm-hmm. But Caitlin Clark has turned it into a spectacle.
Okay.
Stadiums are filling out, like selling out. They're getting primetime TV slots. Like, it's becoming competitive to the NBA, right? Okay. So for women, and how long have we been?
It's been a long time,
right? And they don't get paid shit compared to the men. Get millions. These girls get $70,000, $80,000
a year.
Yeah, and they're traveling. Yes, they're playing and doing the dream, but come on, now they could get NIL, all these deals and whatever. But okay. So it's funny because since Caitlin Clark has come in the league, people are like literally trying to take her out, like hitting her, pushing her, anything they can do. And she has a new draft player, Sophie Cunningham, on her team, and she was getting Caitlin was getting the shit beat out of her during the game. And at the end of the game, this girl that started it was going for a layup, and her teammate, Sophie, grabs this girl, pulls her down on the layup. Then the girl comes after her, and this girl just takes her by the neck. So she don't care. She is a black belt. She said she was raised in rough areas. Yeah. She's ready to fight, And you wouldn't expect it. She looks very like prima donna. So there's all this talk, right, about first, there's different, of course, depends on who you read, what you listen to, what you look at, right? Mm-hmm. So one perspective is the WNBA has become mud wrestling without mud, and they have people looking up to them. They shouldn't be acting this way. And I'm thinking, what you do? You celebrate the guys that do the same thing. Dudes fight all the time. Push, shove, whatever. And they're getting paid millions. Why is it any different? Second, you get people like not understanding why everybody's out to get Caitlin Clark when she is literally helping every single person, every single woman is benefiting from the exposure she's bringing to this game.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
And then there's all these different takes on it. Why are they only idolizing her? And she is a white female. So then some people are like, is it because she's white? Or, why are they only hyping her up? There's other good players. Of course there's other good players. But her level, it's just like when Jordan came on the scene, LeBron, all these players, there's certain players that stand out and they get the attention. And I think in a way, the girls, I don't know if they do. I'm sure they do a little bit on purpose. They understand they need to have some drama. People need to get roped into these games and see the friction and see the, let's see her pop a three at the freaking half court in your face after you just shoved her on the ground. Like, and, I feel like there's got to be some hype to keep the interest in WNBA as well, to keep it rolling.
Absolutely, because if not, then you're not going to have ticket sales. And so ticket sales equal money for you. So if we're not feeling the stands, baby, what are we doing? Because this is a business first and foremost.
Yeah.
It's a business.
It's a
and
business.
I need to get my money up. And
Yeah.
how do we get our money up? We causing drama and making things move and shake around here, and people want to come and see it. I don't care if you do think it's damn mud wrestling. Pay me my money.
Yeah. And people are saying that like the talent in the league across the board has gotten better. Yeah. Which obviously I think it has, but they're complaining that the refs have not. That the refs have not gotten better, and the refs are just letting this crap. I mean, it's intentional the whole game. So how much do you let go, get by, and how much do you call the call? And I think that's part of the issue right now is they're fighting the league, saying that the refs are not controlling the game, and it's causing these fights. Every game with her, there's a fight,
Fight?
Yes,
like,
it's
real.
Yes, and so I think there's a point. You're right that the refs aren't controlling it enough. But on the other hand, are they not doing that on purpose?
Well, I don't know. If you on my team, me and you on the team, and
somebody keep
Kitty over here is messing with you. Yes, ma'am, I'm going to come out of pocket for you, because you're not going to keep just beating up on her, and I'm standing right here, and I love her, and she's my teammate, and I'm not going to say anything.
But I will say, last year, her team really didn't stick up for her too much.
They suck. Sorry,
and I think it was the same. I think it was the same mentality. Why is this girl getting all the attention? Why is this girl? Why is this girl? Why is this girl? But who cares? Like, I mean, who cares if she's bringing money, audience, exposure? I mean, maybe next time your contract's not going to be 80, maybe it'll be $1 million.
Maybe, and that would be fantabulous. Because, honey, $80,000.
Yeah.
Why are they getting paid only $80,000?
Right.
But I think you see that across all women's sports, like even soccer. Women's soccer players damn near run circles around the men, but they getting this measly pay. But it wasn't until, the drama happened, they fill in the stands. Everybody want to see them. Yes, you got little girls running to the soccer players now saying, I want to be just like you.
Yeah.
That could still happen with the WNBA.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. We went to a soccer tournament. It was I think it's called TST or something, up in Raleigh a couple of weeks ago. It's a big 7-on-7 tournament. And there's people there was a woman from Team USA on one of the teams. So there's like some big, men, women. And the cool thing that I thought was cool is when they gave the prize money at the end, the woman who sponsored it, I don't remember who the sponsor was, but she made it very clear to point out that the men and women both got $1 million.
Nice.
Which, usually it's not like that.
No.
They don't get the bigger prize, but she made a very good point to say, and we are very excited to be able to give equal prize money. Each gets $1 million. I was like, that's freaking cool.
That's pretty cool, because they still train hard. They still doing all the things that they have to do to maintain their skills equally. I mean, just genetically, man's stronger than a woman. But if I work my ass off, why shouldn't I be compensated?
Well, and I think that, men obviously, I think in most sports got a lot bigger audience. But I don't think women were given the same opportunity of exposure. They focused on the men. But now, I mean, women's soccer, they're selling out places. Basketball's doing the same thing. People, I mean, it may not be as, you don't see a bunch of women dunking, but you see good freaking basketball. And if you like basketball, it's a good game, So I feel like women's sports are finally starting to get recognition. And I hope they keep building on that, because it's sad to think that all the people prior to that just got dismissed because of that.
Yeah. Or don't even play anymore.
Don't even play, and they miss.
But I think, like you're saying, in college, I remember going to the games, but the girls always played first, and there was nobody there.
Listen, I played in a community college basketball. It was parents, honestly, in the stands, and maybe 10 people. Then the guys' game,
and it
packed
up.
Packed. And I'm like, we play hard too. We play good. We play hard. We're not, dunking and all that. But you're right. Yeah. I mean, it was like that in high school too. Even in high school, girls' games would get more people, like your friends and stuff. But boys' games, no seat in the whole gym.
So hopefully that's changing.
I hope so too.
Hopefully that's changing.
Because there's a lot of talented people that deserve an opportunity to keep going,
Because I know a lot of female players from the college, if they don't get drafted into the NBA, they go overseas. Now overseas, they get recognized pretty well over there, and I don't understand why. And I think if I was in their shoes too, and y'all want to poo-poo me away and then
I would
pay
go
me,
overseas
I'm
too.
going overseas so I can make this money. And people over there going to love me. I just need to learn a new language, and we're going to keep it moving. But
me too.
I think that's sad, though, that they are targeting her just because.
Yeah.
She's
crazy.
a great player.
She's bringing a lot to the league. I mean, I feel like unless they're doing it just to get attention, I don't know, but some of them are brutal. And I'm like, when that girl took her down, I was like, it was so flagrant. You couldn't even.
They didn't call a foul?
Oh, yeah. They kicked her out of the game.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
No, but what about to the other girl? They never called fouls.
So I think the other girl got a technical, but I don't think she got kicked out of the game. And that's why that girl retaliated like that. Because she was like, how do they not? So the one girl's guarding her and she poked her in the eye. She said it was an accident. It looked kind of, I mean, she's guarding down here, went up like this. To me, it didn't look like an accident. But and then the video afterwards kind of shows her like smiling. Well, so obviously she gets hit in the face and she's like, ugh, and then the girl comes up to her and Caitlin Clark pushes her off. Because obviously you're freaking hurt and you're like, so this other Mayberry or whatever her name is, I don't remember her name. She comes up, body slams Caitlin, hits her to the ground. And so she's on the ground.
The ref is not calling any
So the
fouls.
ref finally stops everything. And I think the girl got a technical, but she didn't. I don't think she got kicked out. She might have got kicked out. I don't think she did. I think she got a technical. And that's why at the end, Sophie was like, nah.
Yeah, I think there's...
And then to tell you how much people love it, this girl overnight went to 1 million followers on TikTok, 850,000 on Instagram, the Cunningham, the one who took the girl down. Like, you could tell people were like, this chick's cool for doing, you know. So, obviously, people resonate with that a little bit. And
to me, that says loyalty, and then you care about your player or your teammate.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you're going to protect them at all costs. And I think that's what we try to teach in teamwork and sportsmanship is, okay, you protect your team. You don't just let them get beat up. Like, who does that? Even in the men's. They wouldn't just let somebody just keep picking on their player. Yeah. All of them probably would jump in on the guy or something. In football, baseball, you have brawls. Hockey, you have
brawls. Oh, hockey.
Brawls.
That makes hockey the best.
Oh, my God.
When they start fighting.
No, I think it feels like what do you call that? MMA wrestling? Yeah. I cannot watch that because it just feels like they're just brutal.
I can't watch. It's hard. That's tough.
Like, ooh, did you just see?
Like, who enjoys getting the crap beat out of them for a sport?
A lot of people love that.
I couldn't do it.
Anyway, guys, that's been our take on this week's what the hell is going on in y'all society. Give us a comment down below. Like us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You can watch all our videos live on YouTube and see all our drama with our baby animals and stuff. And one day I'm going to make a bloopers reel. Yeah. Jesus, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, that's going to be funny.
All right, drop us a comment below, guys. Let us know what you think. Until next time. Bye guys.
That's funny.
They did get up a little bit.
They did pretty good, so we ignored them. So